Alright, I'm back with you. I'm going to show you how to make that Bud Light stove, the alcohol stove. I know you've seen it a million times. I thought I'd do one too. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. But what you do, I don't have all the fancy tools that everybody else has. There's going to be 3 cuts. Right here between the B, the top and the bottom of the B, right in the center, you want to cut that off right there, from there out to the end. The next cut is going to be right here at this shoulder, where it starts getting flat is where you want your second cut at. Once you take off this center section here, you'll flip it around, and what I do is make this bottom cut about 1/4 of an inch longer than this section here. And I'm going to flip it upside down and put it inside the bottom section, and then fold over the outside edge, and then drill my holes around this outside part here. I'm going to go ahead and make my cuts, and I'll get back to you when I get ready to put it together and show you what I did. I'm using a hacksaw on this. It's kind of loud, but I want to show you how you do it. If you draw the blade towards you, shift it right on off there. It gets to the end here. Just do that. I'm going to take my Dremel grill and smooth up these edges. But I thought I'd show you how to do it. And all I got is a hacksaw when I make these. I'm not measuring these or anything. What I've done, I laid my hacksaw down here, and I have sat there and drawn me a straight line all the way around that with just scratching it with the hacksaw. When you go, your next measurement that you do down here is the one that you have to measure. I put about 1/4 of an inch. I am not going to measure it, but I will show you how it all goes together here in a few minutes. Once I make this second cut and start the next one, you want this piece that I'm going to cut off here to be 1/4 inch shorter than this one. This one will be 1/4 inch longer. To make my cut on this bottom, I've got a little piece of plastic here. It's about 1/4 of an inch. I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to stick my inside throat on there. I'm going to put my marker on there, nice and straight, and I'm just going to go around it, and that way I'll get me a good straight line and halfway marked to where it should be. Got a green marker on a blue tin. It's not really going to work, but it'll halfway get me where I want to be. I can just barely see that line around there, and that'll be enough to cut. I don't have a black magic marker. I'd be using that. Now this line that I just done is the exact, is 1/4 inch higher than this. That way it will be on the ins. This goes on the inside, and you'll have enough to fold over. Be right back with you after I cut this piece. The intersection that goes inside your stove, I've taken and I've drilled, or not drilled, but sawed 4 slots in here about 1/8 of an inch deep. I hope you can see them. Right there they are. I've got them, 4 of them. One be 12, 6, 9, and 3 if you're looking at it. They're only coming down this side, the edge here, about 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch. That is where your alcohol goes in and seeps into the inside. That way it'll start the vapors. I'm gonna do my holes around the edge here. You want them down low enough that it will be below. This sits inside like this. You want your orifice holes to be below this. That way it goes in there, it makes your vapors and will catch fire. I'm going to drill my holes. I found an easier way to do it. I do not have a drill. I take a regular size nail and put this on the edge of my table with my utility pliers inside, and I just nail my holes through here. I'm using a little bitty finishing nail. That's all you got to use, is a little finishing nail. And your hole, the smaller the hole, the better it is. So I'm just going to use the tip of that. I'll get back to you when I get these holes and we'll start putting it together. And most people put it together by squeezing it in a vise. I have found a different way. If you don't have that, you may like the way I'm doing it. I hope everybody likes my way. It's a little bit simpler. Be right back. I'm laying this over there, taking my nail and just tapping a hole in it, and they're far enough down here that when I put this on the inside, the holes will be lower than my funnel. I've got my slots in here to where the alcohol will seep to the outer edge. Now the next important thing to do is to get this down inside and get it flat. That way your alcohol will seep into those holes, and you can see, hopefully, you can see right here that that's down inside there a good 1/4 of an inch. Now here's where I'm going to part ways with everybody else. Everybody else will tell you to put this in a press and press it down and a whole bit. But I'm going to show you something that's just as simple. I've already made one here and it works excellent. And what I'm doing is just an old-fashioned hammer. I'm going to start tapping that in around the outside edge. And just keep tapping. And I'm going to fold this over on that inside funnel. Make sure she stays flat down inside there. And I'm going to continue folding this edge over with a good old claw hammer. When I get a little closer to the end, I may have to finish bending it over a little bit with my pliers. But I'm going to get to this and I'll finish this up and I'll get right back to you, and we'll fire this puppy up here in a minute. Okay, I just lit her up. You seen me make it, you seen me put it together. There's only 2 parts and a little bit of elbow grease to get this thing up and going. Your alcohol will burn on the inside until it builds up pressure, and then it will catch in the holes around the outside edge. Wish I had a black piece of paper to set this on instead of that white one. I'm going to put that right there. Maybe you can see it a little better there. Got better contrast with the blue flame going. This actually gets a little bit warm around the outside edge, but not that bad. I put about, the alcohol on the inside is up to the bottom of the B right here. So there's about 1 ounce of alcohol in there. Once she starts cooking, It'll actually heat up the gases. The alcohol will turn to a gas on the inside contained area, and she will fire up. I don't know, a C608. It's been going for about a minute already. We're going to do it in live time and just see how long it does take. This other little stove here, 2.5 minutes, almost 3, and she was catching. 30 seconds before I turned this video back on is when I lit this stove. I had to go in the kitchen to get a match, and I lit it in there and walked her back this way. But I want to show you in live time how long it does take and how long she'll burn. What I used to make this was my utility pliers, regular old Smith and Winchester. Really, my sister-in-law got these for me a long time ago. I've actually not lost them. I used a hacksaw to do my cutting, and you see me pound that edge around with a regular hammer. And the reason I've done that is because the mother of necessity, mother of invention is necessity, and this is what I've got to work with. I did take my Dremel drill. I've got it, and I grinded the edges around where it wouldn't be sharp or anything. And she's starting to catch on this back edge over here. So it's going to be firing up here in just a second. Everybody's done their little video on this, and this is my 2 cents. You can see the flame coming out right there on the side already. Once she builds up a little bit of pressure, she's going to go real good. And I just think it's neater than bubble gum. And you got an alcohol stove here that is going full blast, almost all the way done. Got a couple of holes over here on the far side. It's not lit yet. There we go. I just lit it for you. All the holes are lit. She's burning. You cannot hold your hand across the top of that. And I'll get back to you as soon as I answer this phone call. Alright guys, she's been going for about 7 minutes now, and she's doing good, and just now starting to go out over on this side. And so you get between, I'd say, good 5 to 7 minutes of burn time. That's plenty enough time to heat up some water or a can of soup. If you had to, wait till it goes out, let her cool completely down a little bit, and then put you some more alcohol back in it and start over again. With the price of these things, they're free once you make them. You can make you 2 or 3 and have some have a couple going at the same time. Countryman out. I just wanted to give you my version on a alcohol stove made out of a Bud Light bottle. God bless.